everyone, Miss Jessica here and welcome to day 25 of our November daily draw. Now today we are going to be making a really cute woodland fox, and notice how he's all dressed up for the winter snow. He's got a scarf and some boots on, and so we are going to be really creative today and add some different things to our fox. Now you guys can change it, doesn't have to be the same way, but we definitely want to have some fun. So let's go ahead and get started with our drawing. Go ahead and grab your paper. Maybe you're going to do a special kind of paper. I'm just going to grab this one and turn it up and down, and I want you guys to write number 25 at the top, however you would like. Thank you so much for joining us here for so many days. I can't wait to get started on this project. Now we're going to draw our fox first and then add the background as well. So make sure you have a pencil, but I'm going to use my Sharpie. So when we're creating our fox's head shape, we are going to start right about the middle, and we're going to draw a big rainbow line. So watch first how my rainbow line goes all the way around. This is going to be the top of the fox's head. Please go ahead and add that to your paper. Now this is a video recording, so at any time if you need to stop and take a little bit more time, please do so and just press play when you're ready to move on. Now for the bottom of the fox's head, we're going to keep it pointed. Watch real carefully how I curve it up and down where his chin is going to go, and then back up to make it pointed. Now there's no wrong way to do this as long as the chin is a little lower and a little more round and those cheeks stay nice and pointed. So please just take your time and try your best. Now once you're done, we're going to add our ears. Our ears are just going to be like two pointed triangles, one on the left and one on the right. Now there's some things we definitely are going to need to be erasing today. Since I'm using Sharpie, I can't erase. So I'm going to use a red marker to show where to erase your lines. And then you're going to use your big pink or back of your pencil eraser and erase those away. So let's go ahead and do that for our fox's ears. Take your erasers and erase the two lines underneath your fox's ears. We don't need those anymore. Now once you're done with that, we are going to add some spiky lines like fur for the inside of the ear. So we're just going to go back on top almost and add some spiky lines going across. No wrong way to do it. Maybe make some a little taller, some a little shorter. All right, it's looking pretty good so far. Let's go ahead and do our eyes, nose, and mouth. So right where this chin is, we're going to turn this into a circle. So we're going to just draw the rest of that circle right at the bottom where his nose and mouth will go. It's not too big. Towards the top, we're going to add a little oval for the nose, and then a straight line down, and turn it into a really cute smiling fox. Now we also want to add some dots. I'm going to put 3 dots for each little cheek there where his whiskers would be. Great job, guys. Now our fox is so happy to be in the snow and all warm in its outfit. So on the left and right, we're going to draw 2 curved lines like little rainbows. They're kind of slanted just to show that the fox is so happy. Now you guys, this looks pretty cute so far, but there's something else we can do to push it even farther. Where those cheeks are at the end, nice and pointed, you could go back, take your pencil, and add some spiky lines here like fur. Then when you're done, you just take your eraser and anywhere that line, we're just going to erase. Now remember, I'm using my red marker to show where to erase, and you guys are just going to use your eraser. And that is our fox's head. So great job so far. Once you're ready, go ahead and move on with me to the body. Now I'm going to draw a scarf for my fox. If you don't want to, instead of drawing the scarf, you just start the neck. But if you would like a scarf, I'm going to draw a curved line on the left and right, kind of like a C and a backward C. And then a curved line to connect it together. Now make sure these are curved. Scarves are not straight. They are very soft and flowy and curvy. Now underneath, on the right side, I'm going to start at the bottom and draw a line going down. Move over just a little bit and draw a longer line. And this is going to be the end of the scarf, and I'll just connect it together. And that is our fox's head with his scarf. Now on for our body. This is going to help us draw our legs. We're going to start right here and curve our line down and stop, almost like we did for the face up here. Now, since my scarf's in the way, I'm not going to draw through my scarf, but when I get towards the bottom, I'm just going to draw a little bit of that line going down, have those be in about the same spot. Now, just to show that our fox is fluffy, again, just kind of like the face, we're going to keep these pointed about where maybe the elbow of a fox would be, and we're going to curve that down on both sides. Now, notice I did go all the way down because our fox is going to wear boots. Now, if you don't want yours to wear boots, then you can go a little bit farther, but since mine is, I'm just going to stop wherever I think my boots will begin. Speaking of which, we can go ahead and start to add a little bit of that as well. One last thing is foxes have a white fur on their chest, so we're going to start by the shoulder and curve it down to the middle between our two lines, and one more time starting from the scarf. And then that way we can leave that white and it'll look super cute on our fox. Again, to push the fluffiness of it, right in the middle, I'm going to draw some spiky lines going down. And even on the elbows, you guys could draw some spiky lines kind of coming off. And like always, just take that eraser and erase that away. Now those are just optional. You don't have to do this, but it just kind of makes your fox look extra cute and fluffy. Now for my boots, I'm going to take this middle line and keep going down to where I want my boots to end. So not all the way to the bottom. Then I'm going to go back up to the top and I'm going to draw the top of my boots. They're bigger than the feet. Usually big boots for the snow are kind of big and kind of floppy. So make sure it touches the legs but is a little bit wider than them. Then at the ends of that line, I'm going to draw two diagonal lines coming down. Don't let it touch anything, just let those stop. Two curved rainbow lines for the toes of the boots, and two more diagonal lines coming in to meet at the middle. And that, my friends, is our cute little fox boots. But again, you could always just draw these lines down and little ovals for the toes. Some little details, maybe you want to add some X's to show where the ties would go. You can even put two little loops. All options, or go ahead and decorate those boots however you want. Now we're almost done with our fox. We're just going to do our back legs and our tail. Now for the back legs, we're going to go about halfway on the shoulder. We're going to curve it around and down and stop when you reach the boot, almost like half a heart. One more time, jump to the other side, curve it up and down, and stop when you reach the boot. Now I'm not going to put any shoes on my back feet. If you want to, you're more than welcome to. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw two ovals, 1 and 2, kind of peeking out behind my shoes, and draw my little toe lines. And if you would like, you can also draw your fur, just like we did for the face and those elbows, and then again, just erase any part of that line that you don't want to be there anymore. So again, where you see my red marker, that's the line you would erase. Awesome, you guys. Last thing is our fox tail. So I'm going to start a little bit above my back leg on the left, and I'm going to curve a rainbow up and stop, nice and pointed. Now, tails of foxes are kind of pointy and kind of flowy a little bit. So I'm going to keep it pointed and curve it down and touch the leg. And then foxes have little white tufts at the ends, so we're just going to draw some more spiky lines. Foxes are fluffy, so we definitely want to show that. Now at this point, if you would like to just draw the fox, that is perfectly fine. You can add a hat on top or any other little fall warm clothing for it to wear. Now I'm going to draw a little bit of a background. You don't have to add this, but you're more than welcome to join. For a ground line, since I'm making snow, I'm going to start by my legs, and I'm going to make rainbows, almost like tiny mountains on the left and the right. And this shows that the snow is super fluffy. Then I can go around and I can just even add more of those little rainbowy lines everywhere to show again that that's snow and that when you sit into it, it's kind of fluffy. Some extra things you could do, again, you don't have to, maybe some footprints. I'm going to make some ovals, 2, maybe one's hanging off 3 and 4, to look like my fox started to walk towards me. And to make it look even more like feet or footprints in the snow, you're going to draw a little rainbow line inside of each one. And you can even add some straight lines, just like you see here, and it shows that it went into the ground. So again, it's a little extra you can add, you don't have to. And of course, if you want to draw some snow, you would just spread these little tiny circles all around your picture, up above your fox. Now again, all optional. You can choose which one you like. If you want to add a couple more, you can. But wonderful job, guys. That is officially the last step for our drawing for our daily draw number 25. So please go ahead and finish that up. That was a lot of drawing, so make sure to take your time, press pause anytime you need to, and finish drawing. And next we're going to trace. So when you trace your picture, none of those red lines will be there. And it should actually look a little bit more like this one. I made this one before. You're going to notice all of my lines are now erased and I just have my fluffy fur everywhere. Again, if you didn't add the fur, then you don't need to worry about it. But go ahead and grab your Sharpie and trace all the pencil lines. And then you can even color in the nose, maybe leave a little bit of a highlight showing. So go ahead, press pause, trace your whole entire picture, and press play when you're ready to begin our first coloring step. Now for our first coloring step, we are going to be needing some markers. You can use any markers you have. I have Crayola and Mr. Sketch. After that, we will be using chalk pastels, just a little bit to add a little bit of shading. So if you have those, keep those next to you. But of course, as always, whatever colors you have will be perfect. You can use markers or whatever you have with you. Now remember, I'll remind you one last time here, our color scheme, you probably know it by now, but it's red, orange, yellow, brown, and a little bit of green. So have fun with those colors, and let's begin with the fox. Now foxes are orange, so I'm going to use orange, plus that's one of our colors. I have a nice dark orange I'm going to use, but you guys can use any color orange that you have. We're going to start with the head, and we're going to outline all the fur. Try not to go in those ears. And we're going to color in the whole fox's head. Now markers can take a little bit of time, so please feel free to take as much time as you need to until all those white spaces on the head are filled in. Very, very important. But notice how I outline around, getting all my white spots on the edges, and then I'm just going to begin to fill that in, trying to go in the same direction and just adding my nice lines, getting all my white spots. So please go ahead, you may begin. Think about maybe what color you want your scarf or hat or whatever extra details you made. This is a fall looking fox. We don't want it to be winter just yet, so I don't want to add too much green and red. That reminds me a little bit more of December, Christmas time, which we will be getting here very, very close to it. So stick with maybe some reds and yellows. Now once you're done with that face, you can jump down to the arms. So the part in the middle is white, so we're going to leave it white as the paper and just color in these little legs. Nice lines outlining around, just like so. Make sure to go around everything that might be in the way, and just use those nice marker lines to fill it in. And then also these back legs, but not the feet. The feet are going to stay white. And again, notice how I'm outlining around and then using my good marker lines to fill that in. Again, please make sure you pause anytime you need to. If I'm going a little faster, that's all right. We all go at different paces. All right, now the last thing we're going to need for this orange color is going to be the tail. Now, not the tip of the tail, that's white. But this bottom part is going to be orange as well. So we're going to fill that in as well, just like before, and that'll be the last of the orange on our fox. Great job, guys. Now any of the white spots we'll leave for right now. We'll do a little shading later, but we are going to now color in any extra details. So scarves, boots, hats, whatever you might have added. Now remember, our scheme is yellows and oranges and reds, browns, and a little bit of green. So I'm going to let you guys choose which you would like. I think I'm going to do some brown boots though, so I'm going to take my brown and outline my boots. You could make them red if you wanted to. or yellow, probably not orange just because that's the color of our fox. And I'm going to fill those in. Then I'm going to color in my scarf. Now you can always do a pattern. If you did scarf all those many days ago, you can try that same pattern or you can do something different. I think I'm just going to make a red scarf this time. It'll match really nicely with the orange of my fox. Outline around and just carefully fill that in so I don't go on my fox's body. And this little part that hangs down. Now if you have a hat, please go ahead and fill that in. You may need to pause to do so because I don't have a hat, so I'm not going to take the time to fill one in. Alright guys, just a couple things left. Our fox is done for marker, but now for the background. If you didn't draw anything, then you're done. You can wait with me and move on to the next part. But if you do, grab a gray of some sort. If you don't have a gray, you could also do a light blue. It would look really pretty to help kind of get the idea of snow. We're going to take that color and we're going to outline underneath all the little lumps of snow. And these little ones on the inside. This is going to be some shading with our marker. There we go. And for our feet prints here, we're going to color the smaller oval on the inside. And for the top part, you can add some more lines with your gray, just like I showed you before. Again, this is only if you added it to the picture. If you didn't, you don't need to worry about coloring that in. Now all these snowflakes, you can go ahead and either outline or fill them in gray. The reason I'm doing that is because my background color is going to be something different, and it would be super hard to leave those white with that chalk pastel showing. But go ahead and just have fun however you'd like to do that background. I'll leave that up to you. One of the last things is going to be a shadow underneath our fox. Now, if you remember the turkey and maybe a couple other ones that we've done, we're going to take our marker and press very soft. And underneath the feet, we're going to kind of go side to side, leaving some of the paper showing through. So I'm pressing very lightly and just going side to side. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom, right under my fox's feet. And this just shows that there is a shadow. Add a little bit more underneath the feet to show that it's much darker there. But keeping it light as it goes down. Alright, now once you're done, that's going to be it for those markers. You can go ahead and put anything away. And I'm going to grab out my chalk pastels. Now you guys might have more colors or even less colors than me, but just try your best. We're going to jump back to our fox here, and I want you guys to grab a gold color or some sort of tan, wherever you might have in there. And we're going to add some shading to all the white areas. So for our ears, I'm going to hold it kind of like a pencil, and I'm going to add just some lines right at the bottom where that fluff is on both sides. Notice how I'm just drawing lines. I'm not adding a whole lot. Now don't blend yet, let's just continue. We're going to go to the chest, and I want you guys to outline under the scarf and on the right side. Then we're going to go to the tail and add a little bit where that fluff is, and a little tiny bit under each white foot. Don't do the part that is boots. Then we'll just finish up with a little bit at the bottom of the white part on his face. Once you're done with that, you can put it away and take one finger to blend. Now we're just going to push that dust up, leaving the top of the ear white. It's okay if you get it on the orange part of the fox. Just go side to side and push some of that around under his cheek. Where the scarf is, I'm just going to kind of swirl the chalk. I want to leave most of that white with a little bit of shading. Same thing like the ears for our tail, leaving the tip white and adding a little shading under each foot. Now if you notice that, oh no, it just turned everything gold and tan and not white, take your pencil and just erase a little bit of the chalk away. That's what is really wonderful about chalk pastels. You can just kind of erase away anything that might have gotten a little too much. So if you feel like you need to, you can. If you feel like you don't, you are good to go. And we'll finish up on our fox with some cheeks. Now you don't have to add this if you don't want to, but I'm going to take a red, and underneath the eyes, I'm just going to hold it like a pencil again and add a little bit of chalk pastel lines, not too much. Take my one finger like before and swirl it in little circles, not going too far because we just want it to be on the cheeks. And that just gives our fox a little extra cuteness. When it's cold, your cheeks get all red and rosy, so it's good to show that when there's snow. Now for the background, if you want to leave it white paper, you can. But I'm going to use a little bit of blue. And I'm just going to lay it down on its sleepy side, and I'm just going to add some lines and go over my snow. Try not to go on your fox, though. And then I'll blend it, but I want it to keep it really light, a light blue. Then I'll use my two fingers, and I'll blend. Now be careful if you need to clean those off before you blend so you don't get red everywhere. Please do. It's a little hard to see even because that light blue is so light, but we don't really want it to be too dark in that sky. I want it to stay nice and light. Now for our snow, if you would like to add some shading there, a little extra, you can take your darker blue chalk and a little bit, holding it like a pencil again, underneath each little lump of snow. And you can blend that as well. I like to use just one finger and just kind of push it around. I don't want it to go everywhere, just a little bit. And that, my friends, is the end of our daily draw for day 25. Please go ahead and finish up anything you might need to. Clean those hands if they're a little messy, but I just want to say wonderful job. You guys have done such a great job here at these daily draws. Please join us again next time. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye!